Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. So today we are going to be doing a two-part recipe featuring my crispy, beautiful fish, which could either be haddock or cod, or whatever thick, robust type of fish that will withhold, a little bit of frying, a little bit of sauteing, a little bit of cooking. And we're also going to be doing my favorite mango salsa, or if you want, mango ceviche, because we are going to be cooking the raw veggies in lime juice. So for this recipe, guys, I'm really excited to share with you, especially when it comes to the fish, because we are going to be upgrading a little bit. We're going to be adding fresh dill, and we're also going to be adding either the zest of a lime or a lemon, whichever you have on hand. And for the mango salsa, aka ceviche vegan recipe, because yes, we need to be vegan friendly, guys, we are going to be doing a tomatillo, mango, jalapeno, red slithered red onions, a little bit of basil, and if you have a little bit of mint, go for it. This is honestly my go-to recipe for mango and tomatillo. If you guys cannot find tomatillo, don't even worry about it. You can either use a heirloom tomato, a Roma tomato. I preferably like tomatillos because they are tart and the texture is beautiful for this type of dish. It's more acidic than the tomato. It has more of a strong texture to withhold the jalapeno, the lime, and the red onion. So all of that mixed together, it's absolutely gorgeous, guys. And at the end of the video, I will be showing you guys how to make this a little bit fancy in case you want to impress the dates, or if you want to have like a beautiful gathering with family and friends, or you just want to entertain. I'm going to show you at the end of the video how I love to plate it for my friends and my family, and I hope you guys enjoy these recipes tremendously. I also want to give out a huge thank you to all of you for such positive comments and feedback on the videos. As you guys know, I am doing the videos on my own, and I just hope that you guys are enjoying them and that you guys are learning and that you guys love them. So thank you guys again so much for the lovely comments and for all the pictures that I've been getting. I will definitely repost those on my social media accounts, and I hope that this recipe and this salsa, you guys make it and that it becomes your go-to item in the future that's fast and reliable. And now, guys, please don't forget to like and to share and to subscribe so you never miss a video with Chef D. Now, let's get rolling. Let's start by gathering all of our ingredients first. For this recipe, we need 2 mangoes, half a large red onion, 1 jalapeno, 2 large tomatillos, 1 to 2 limes, 7 to 10 fresh basil leaves, and 7 mint leaves. This is optional for the mint. Now let's take 2 large bowls. One bowl is a mix of water and vinegar to clean the tomatillos, and the second bowl is for us to place the mango salsa in. Now for your mango prep. Add a paper towel on top of your cutting board for easier cleanup. Using a very sharp vegetable peeler or a paring knife, remove the skin of the mango. Now for this recipe, I will be using a green mango and a semi-ripe mango. You'll need for this recipe 2 mangoes. Now for the easy cleanup part. Cut a slice off the stem end of the mango to stabilize the mango for cutting. Start by cutting the flesh away from each side of the mango. My trick is to slightly arch my knife so that it contours the pit of the mango. Take one of the halves and run your knife through the mango. Now there's gonna be 3 to 4 slim halves. Now that we have our 3 thin slices, start by stacking these slices so we can put them flat on the board and cut them lengthwise. We want to get matchstick or julienne cuts. Now, as you see here, if you have leftover mango, I definitely recommend putting this in a recycled Ziploc bag and stacking it in your freezer and using it for smoothies. Now that we have our mango ready to go, I just want to show you how beautiful this is. Now let's get on to the tomatillo parts. Start by removing the husk from the tomatillo. Now, these husks tend to be a little bit oily and jelly, so this is why I did the solution of 1 part water and 1 part white vinegar, so we can scrub the residue out. With a new paper towel on your board, take out the tomatillos and dry them completely. Now, the important part is that for this recipe, we are using only 2 tomatillos, but I did get a 3rd one out because I wanted to show you the process of the cleaning. Now for the cutting of the tomatillo. We want to cut on all sides as you see here. The only part that we want to discard is the part right in the middle that you'll see looks like a square. That is a no-no. Start by slicing your tomatillo lengthwise or as thin or thick as you like it. Mix everything together carefully with a spoon or a spatula. Now for the onion prep. Peel the onion, half the onion, and lay the onion large flat side down and start by slicing it thinly. Before putting it in a bowl, separate the layers of slithered onions and now place inside of your bowl. Mix everything again, either with a spoon or a spatula to incorporate all of those beautiful flavors. Next step, the jalapeno prep. Cut the tips of the jalapeno, then slice right down the middle. Disclaimer, please don't touch your eyes, and I would highly recommend wearing gloves to avoid those hot fingers when prepping your jalapenos. Now that we've sliced through the jalapeno, we have 2 sides that we're working with. Now we want to make it a little bit less spicy. Now this all really depends on you and how you like your spice level. To remove the spice level, it's really simple. You really need to remove the seeds and ribs away from you. The less ribs and the less seeds, the less spicy it's going to be. Now for the dicing. Slice the quarters into thin to medium strips and line up your strips and cut them crosswise to make your beautiful diced cuts. Once you're done with the dicing, place them right into your bowl and let's get started with the lime or lemon portion of the recipe. Slice your lime or lemon depending on what you have and slice them either into 4 quarters or just 2 quarters. Place your limes or lemons on the side and let's get mixing all of those beautiful veggies together. I prefer using a slotted spoon. And now for our lemon squeezer. Squeeze the lime or lemon on top of your salad mix. Now, if you don't have a lemon squeezer, don't worry about it. You can just use your hands. And next, add in your beautiful olive oil. Typically for ceviche recipes, you don't use olive oil, but I really like the shimmer and the taste of it for this recipe. Add in your freshly ground black pepper. Now for the pepper, you either want to add what you like. If you want a lot, go for it. If you want just a hint of pepper, just add a hint of pepper. Now for the salting. Please, my tip to you is adding the salt part by part, meaning as you see in the video, I'm salting it, then mixing it, and then salting it again, and then mixing it again. You want to make sure that all the veggies incorporate that saltiness that we're looking for. Now for the fresh basil. You want to have 7 to 10 fresh basil leaves. This is for flavor and for decoration. Roll them up like a cigar and start slicing your basil lengthwise. You can either do a thick slice or a very thin slice to your julienne basil. Once you're done julienning your basil, just place it on a plate and place it on the side for later use. For the mint, now this step is optional. Stack them up, roll them up like the basil, and then cut them lengthwise, either thin or medium slices for a julienne cut. Place the julienne mint onto the basil plate and let's get started with the presentations. Let's start off with a beautiful big shallow plate, and let's do family style. So what we want to do is we want to get the beautiful mango ceviche almost at a donut circle. So you want to place the veggies literally round and round and round, and just leave a little hole in the center. And what that will do is basically, if any juices, come out, they'll go right in the middle of the hole. And if you want, you can use a little bit of that juice for the fish as well. Lastly, add your julienne mint and julienne basil on top of the beautiful vegetables, and at the end just do a little bit of fresh ground black pepper and you are done. Now you guys see that there's like a little hole there. That's the little hole that I'm talking about. Literally, those nice leftover juices are beautiful for the fish. So now let's get on to the bit of a fancy presentation. Now I'm using a coupe glass. If you have a cocktail glass, definitely use that. If you have a fancy plate, definitely use that. Now over here, we want to add layer. So layers to this cup or layers to the plate. Lastly, add in your fresh basil and mint julienne. And lastly, we're going to be adding a platanito that I've literally just mandolined away and flash fried for that beautiful presentation. What we want is volume for this dish. What we want is depth for this dish. Now let's get on to the fish. Let's get started with prepping all of our ingredients first. The cornstarch, flour, Japanese breadcrumbs, Old Bay seasoning, lemon or lime, and our beautiful fish fillets. Let's get on to chopping the fresh dill, as that is going to be a very important component for our panko breadcrumb coating. Now that I've washed my dill and I patted it dry, you want to just take out the leaves. Please don't use the stems. And let's gather all of the leaves in one bunch so we can get started on the chopping. Gather your dill in the middle of your cutting board and just chop it away however you like. If it's thin or thick or medium chopped slices, it is up to you. This is just to give it that depth that we're looking for in those Japanese breadcrumbs and coating. Place it aside for later use. Now for that acidic touch in the coating. You can either use a lime or a lemon. I will be using a lemon, and with my zester, just zest away one whole large lemon or 2 medium lemons or 2 medium limes, whatever you have available. Now I'm using a zester. I would definitely use a zester for safer keeps, but if you don't have that, you can always use a regular box grater and just use the finely grated section of that little box. I definitely have that link down below for the zester that I am using, and I definitely recommend it. Place your grated zest where you have that beautiful dill on the plate, as this is the plate that we're actually going to be using to place in our breadcrumbs. Mix your dill and your zest together before adding the breadcrumbs. Place in your breadcrumbs now and just mix everything with a fork. I literally had to put the fork down because I really wanted to use my fingers. I wanted to make sure that every single panko breadcrumb bite had that piece of dill and that piece of lemon or lime zest. In a large plate or a large shallow bowl, add in your cornstarch and flour. Now, if you want to make more fish, just triple the recipe or double the recipe. The good point of starting is 1 part flour to 1 part cornstarch. we're gonna be seasoning the flour and the cornstarch with heavy salt and heavy black pepper. Why? Because these basic ingredients do not have any seasonings. So let's add in our Old Bay, and with a fork we're going to mix everything together. This is very crucial. Once this is mixed, you want to re-season the flour and cornstarch mix. This is very important because we want to get every single layer of this flour and cornstarch to have that flavor. Place your prepared dry ingredients to the side, and let's begin with the egg prep. In a small bowl or glass jar, add in your 2 eggs and season once again with salt, heavy black pepper, and Old Bay seasoning. Whisk until well incorporated. Remember guys, we want to make sure to add every single flavor to every single component of this dish. Pour your eggs into a large shallow bowl. Let's get our seasoned, wet, and dry ingredients lined up so we can start coating our fish. Here we have our patted, dry, and salted fish that we just took out of the fridge. Let's start by coating the fish on all the sides with our seasoned cornstarch and flour mixture. You want to make sure to get all the nooks and crannies of this fish, especially on the sides. This will ensure that our egg will stick to the coating. Once the fish is coated, gently shake to remove any excess cornstarch and flour mixture. Place your fish inside the seasoned eggs and start by coating it on all sides. This is a crucial part as it's the glue to having the seasoned breadcrumbs stick to the actual fish. Remove any excess egg mix off. We're trying to avoid any clumps and make it as smooth as possible. Place your fish inside of the seasoned breadcrumbs and take off your gloves if you are using them. Start by sprinkling the top of the fish with the leftover seasoned breadcrumbs. As you see in the back, there is one of the fish and the fillets done, so you guys kind of can get the idea of what we're looking for. As you see, I'm patting everything on all sides, turning it around. I'm going to flip it around and do the same thing, especially on the sides, because when we are sauteing it and cooking it, we are definitely going to be getting all those sides nice and crisp. Once your fish is coated, make sure to remove any excess breadcrumbs that are going to be on the fillet. Place them on a plate and let's get ready for frying. In a large skillet, turn the heat up to a medium-high heat and let the pan become hot, not smoky. This should take 2 to 3 minutes. Once the pan gets hot, now add in your oil. I will be working with 2 batches of fillets at the same time in my large skillet. If you don't have a large skillet, then only cook 1 fish at a time. You do not want to overcrowd the pan. Once you've added your fish to the hot pan, let it sear until golden for about 3 to 4 minutes. Let it cook without flipping it. Just let it chill and let it crisp up. Once that side is crisp, flip it over to the other side and let it sear for another 3 to 4 minutes or until a dark golden brown crust forms. Now, this is a necessary step that I love, and that's adding 1 tablespoon of butter into the pan so we can get those nice sear marks that we're looking for, as well as basting it so we can get the sides of those fishes really nice and crisp. And the butter just honestly brings a really luxe taste and flavor, especially when you're basting it. Using a fine tongue or a regular tongue that you have in your kitchen, let's baste all the sides with that luscious brown butter sauce on all the edges of the fish, just to make sure that every single side is crisp. Once your fish is nice and golden brown and seared on all sides, place it onto a paper towel linen plate, and this will remove just any excess moisture that might come out. Now that we have our beautiful golden brown crispy fish, let's start by adding a little bit of salt, seasoning salt to finish. If you don't have fleur de sal or that type of salt, just use any salt that you have at home. The important thing is to season the fish before plating it. So for this presentation, I'm just doing something really simple just to highlight the fish. And it's pretty much my beautiful washed and dried mango leaves that I actually got from my mango salsa. And I will be placing my fish on top of those beautiful aligned fresh mango leaves. Now we're going to be putting our flash fried mandolin plátanos on top, and voila, that's it. So now we're going to be cutting it, and as you see on the sides, that beautiful juice is coming out, those crunchy sides that I'm showing you guys. It's just honestly a very good, simple dish. You can even add a little bit of either lemon juice or lime juice if you like. You can put this on top of your little platanito. It really depends on your liking, and you don't really have to be fancy about it. You know, you can just serve your fish family style plate with your family style mango salsa, and you can pick and choose how much you like and how much you'd want. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I loved making it. And now we're going to get to my favorite part, which is taste testing. I kind of nibbled on this already because it was amazingly hot and the aromas and the flavors really just got to me. Let's start off with the salad. You can't really wait to try this. I love the salad. Guys, that tomatillo, that julienne mango really does make the difference of this dish. It's incredibly zesty and acidic, and it's just one of those beautiful dishes that is really a go-to item. Beautiful for dinner parties, beautiful for family gatherings and even family meals. Now let's get onto the fish, which is my favorite part. I definitely recommend a firm white fish for this. I used haddock for this, but you can also use cod or any, any fish that's white and that will sustain the temperatures. Oh my God. Wow, guys, that's so delicious. I can definitely taste that dill and that like lime zest. I can really taste that. Like once you get into the bite, the third or fourth bite, I can actually get the hints of that flavor that I'm really looking for. Guys, you guys are gonna love this dish, and I'm very excited I was able to film this for you guys. If you have any suggestions, if you have any techniques that you would love to see on my videos, please leave me a comment below. Go on my social media. I would love to see your creations. I would love to repost your creations on my social media. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please don't forget to give me a big like, a big subscribe, and a share so you never miss a video with Chef D. Hit that notification button also, guys. Okay, I will see you guys soon with new videos every single week. Ciao.